It came from outer space to fill the world with terror.
What earthly power can stop this terror?
That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop.
The broadcasting from outer space.
Coming in hot, it's another one from the podcast from outer space.
A hot one.
It's your boy, Rob Scott. We got Adam Narlock over here, closer than ever.
Hey guys, thanks for listening.
And as always, Ryan Scott.
Hello, everybody. And welcome back. Been a while. Guys, we've been dealing with some scheduling. Apparently one of our mics is shorting out tonight. Adam and Rob are having to share a mic over here.
Wonderful.
Feels like we're back in high school again.
Yeah, and Rob has picked up a new job.
Mazel tov, little man.
It's nice to actually have weekends again. I forgot what that was for about a year and a half.
Yeah, so, we're working on a new schedule, trying to get some content out for you guys. But I think we got a pretty good episode for you guys. We're doing a Comic-Con roundup. What would you call it? A roundup, a wrap-up, a Comic-Con...
Recap,
review. If you didn't see, we were out at Comic-Con, intermingling, getting into the nitty-gritty. We were
in the streets,
if you will. With a Z. We're here to bring you guys the fucking live interviews that T-Bag did in the streets of Comic-Con. Great time. I mean, thoughts right off the bat.
And I said we're coming in hot because it's not only hot as fuck in this room right now, but it was hot out there on the streets. And these interviews that T-Bag got for us are absolute fire.
Yeah, it's very hot, and all things hot. And record heat out here on the West Coast. I mean, global heating, guys, it's real.
It's real.
I believe it's called global warming.
It's global heating. And so, thoughts on Comic-Con this year? What are we thinking?
Yeah, let's hear your pros and your cons of the con.
You just wanted to get right into this?
Yeah, we're jumping right into the nitty-gritty.
First off, I want to thank all the interviewees for being good sports, because literally I'm running up to people saying, hey, it's T-Bag from the podcast from outer space, and stuffing a microphone in their face and hoping they have nice things to say to me, and pretty much everybody did.
Yeah, and this guy, I mean, you were all flustered. I've never seen you this nervous.
A lot of pressure.
I know.
It's hot out there in the streets.
There, and you were really getting in the faces of these nerds.
You just had to get warmed up.
Yeah, I think you did a good job, but I mean, as far as the convention, guys, no HBO panel, no Marvel panel this year. Really, Warner Brothers stole the show this year, you could say, right? I mean, if you see the police, Warner Brother.
You could say that.
So should I just jump right into my pros and cons?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't say that. Just do it.
Oh, okay. Well, you can edit that out.
I will cut that.
Okay.
It's called assuming the sale.
He's already dropping the new job knowledge.
1 week on the job.
One week on the job, and he's an expert. He's a fucking Gordon Gekko over here.
Rob Stone, CEO.
Maybe you're familiar with Wolf of Wall Street.
Jordan Belfort over here.
Yeah, so the things I really liked about Comic-Con, and I will admit I thought it was better last year, but there was a lot of good stuff this year. Like I said, mingling with listeners, random people on the street, good sports about everything.
Oh, phenomenal. I mean, you're always going to meet characters down there.
Real characters. First pro, Princess Leia saying Solo was the best Star Wars film. And I know you guys will disagree, but I don't.
Well, hey, so are we going to play that interview right now?
And if anyone's going to disagree, I would think that would be you.
Why? That was my favorite film.
Because we'll just, all right, then boom, right in the episode, live on the air.
Let's do it.
Bear with us. We got an in the field mic. We were on the harbor, which is where most of the yachts are, where most of the celebrities hang out. Didn't see any celebrities, but just bear with us. It's a little windy in some of these interviews, but I think we got some good content.
Princess Leia, question for you. What is the best Star Wars movie?
I actually like the new Han Solo movie.
That's my favorite too. Those guys aren't going to believe that. What is the worst Star Wars movie?
I hated the one, I can't think what it is, where everyone died. What is it?
Rogue One?
Yeah.
Where did you get your costume from? You do that all yourself?
No, I got it on Etsy.
It looks good.
Thanks.
Enjoy your time. Thank you.
And there you have it. Yeah.
Second
classic.
best Princess Leia I've ever met.
Yeah. What's the first?
Who's the first? Yeah.
Your left hand.
The one that you have tattooed on your arm?
That's my right arm.
Okay.
No, but she was great. She was phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
I also enjoyed all the Rick and Morty costumes.
Oh, there was a lot. I mean, so I think last year I saw more Harley Quinns than ever before. This year, everything Rick and Morty. I mean, I had never seen so many Ricks.
I almost dressed up as Rick. I'm not
Now,
going to lie to you.
do we want to cut to your Rick interview?
Go ahead, because that guy was phenomenal.
Okay. We'll get right into the Rick interview.
Little Rickle in time.
Here we go.
Teabag from the podcast from outer space. Let me hear your Rick Sanchez impression.
Wubba Lubba Dub Dub, C-137 here at San Diego Comic Con 2018. I kind of hate all this shit, but I get the exclusives and I resell them because peace among worlds, bitches.
Dude, that was pretty good. Do you practice that or are you just natural?
It's just natural, man. It's after a couple bourbons, just comes right out.
Thanks for your time, Rick.
Hell yes.
Okay. All right. What else we got? This is unbelievable.
I feel like the Impractical Jokers always put on a good event.
Yeah, except last year actually being in the park, definitely better.
Also, I'm not going to lie. I was a big fan of the free food they were giving out last year, and I did not see that this year.
Only sodas this year.
And waters.
Little cutback, but at least there was free stuff. I thought about that too.
Yeah, I feel like we did get way more free stuff last year, but I mean, Rob, salesman that he is, always about the free stuff. So
Also enjoyed the pinball event. Got to interview Paul.
Great. Oh, okay. So let's cut to that now because I want to preface this guy. So we stumble into the actual convention, and they have if you've never been to Comic-Con, they have all these little game rooms set up, I guess. Like they have one filled with board games, one filled with video games. They got
one with merch, which is bullshit. It's on my con list.
Yeah, and they have one with merch, which is exclusive to badge holders. You can go get some Comic-Con merch, and then they have this pinball machine set up this year. All these sick
whole
ass
room, dude.
Yeah. Back to the Future, Aliens, you name it, they got it. Pinball machines everywhere. And Adam was actually able to nab an interview with his name Paul?
His name was Paul. He had the
His name was Paul?
high score.
He looked like Action Bronson mixed with the comic book dude from The Simpsons. And, Paul, if you're listening, hell of a pinball player.
Nicest guy.
Yeah, and we'll cut to that interview now.
Paul, Teabag from the podcast from outer space here. How does it feel to break the high score?
Oh, it was rad, especially when it's on the Iron Maiden one. That was awesome.
That is awesome. What's the secret to getting a high score?
I just kept getting that multiple ball and just looked at the flappers and tried to keep them all in play. I mean,
that's all you can do, right?
Yeah, right.
What did you come here to see, or did you just come here to win this pinball tournament?
Oh, last year we came and I think it was the Metallica one.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so we were just kind of checking it out, and then when I saw it was Iron Maiden and you could actually pick the songs, I just thought it was rad. We're just killing time, so yeah.
I need to go check that out. Thank you, Paul.
Right, yeah, thank you.
Enjoy yourself.
Metallica rules.
Oh, yeah. What's that big song from the DC video? Run to the Hills? That was Metallica, right?
No, that's Iron Maiden.
Oh.
Metallica Orion.
Oh, he said Iron Maiden.
Yeah, it was the Iron Maiden pinball machine. Last year was Metallica.
Oh, okay.
Got you, though.
Okay.
Yo, my last con was that Lyft driver we had on the way home.
Uh-huh.
And
Con? You said that was a con?
Sorry, pro. That was a pro. That guy was awesome. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, we should have asked him about Proctor Valley.
Should have interviewed him.
Oh, a little preview for our next episode. We should have actually. He had his email in the back there. Can you contact drivers off of the Lyft app? Rob, you were a Lyft driver.
You actually cannot. And the drivers can't contact you either, which kind of sucks.
So if I had a previous driver, I can't find him anywhere?
I mean, you can get his information based on your last ride and then contact Lyft and see if they'll give you his information, but a lot of the times they're probably not going to be into that.
Motherfucker.
Unless you're like, oh, hey, I left my phone in this guy's car.
Well, we can lie to him.
Yeah, we can do that. So...
yeah, neither here nor there.
All in all, though...
I mean, I thought last year was... I don't want to say better. It was different.
Just
better.
Just in what you mean better in what do you call it? Like in terms of sheer like volume of announcements that were made, or just your experience?
I think last year. It was just the guys last year, and that's not a shot at the girls or anything. It was just different last year with just the guys.
I think the things covered last year, at least from what we got to experience with like Blade Runner, Stranger Things. Those were all a lot bigger, and maybe it's just stuff that we're more interested in.
Well,
but
last year you were on the cusp of it being released, Stranger Things 2, Avengers: Infinity War. They had everything there. Game of Thrones. This year, we really didn't get too many big announcements, but we did get some big ones, I think. And we'll go ahead and cover those. We'll break down some big announcements, and then we'll cut to some more in the streets interviews with Teabag. Right off the bat, some big news. DC announced that they're relaunching the Green Lantern comic by Grant Morrison. Any thoughts on this?
I'm just hoping it's a lot better than that. And I love Ryan Reynolds, but...
Now, are you a fan of the Green Lantern comics, though? Or did you like him in Teen Titans?
No.
Did you see the new Teen Titans movie? Trailer? Teen Titans Go, all right?
The cartoon one?
Yeah, when he says, there was some Green Lantern movies. We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
That's where you stand on that?
Basically. Yeah.
Well, the comics are good, though. A lot of them... This is my thing, actually. Like, we were talking about the DC earlier. So, okay... It's no secret. This was a huge year for Warner Brothers' DC universe in general. And, pop that shirt off. I'll pop mine off.
It's hot in here, man.
Yeah.
It's getting hotter by the second.
So this was a huge year for DC Comics in general and their whole cinematic universe, kind of playing catch up with Marvel. But, one of the big things... Like we were talking about, wait, where was I going with that? What the fuck were we talking? Oh, the comics. So DC, they've got the most badass fucking comic characters of all time, but just transferring them over to film, I feel like is hard for them.
They suck.
I wouldn't say they suck. Judging off of this year's trailers, what are your thoughts?
You want to talk about each trailer individually, or
now we will get into that.
I'll wait.
Two more things before that relaunching of Green Lantern. So they released some footage. This was SDCC exclusive footage from Wonder Woman 1984, which is Wonder Woman 2, and It Part 2. They released some behind-the-scenes footage of It Part 2. Now, what are our thoughts on this? Obviously, we've heard it's them in the Chinese restaurant. We've covered the novel. Fucking great scene. This is when a losers club is getting back together as adults. Bill Hader, what do we think about him being cast? We've seen the cast of the adults. Fucking badass, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I wish I could get my hands on that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, James McAvoy, that's his name, right? The guy from Split. Fucking brilliant actor.
Yes, that is his name.
Guy's in a whole bunch of things this year, huh?
Yeah, that guy's a fucking phenomenal actor. And now the Wonder Woman 1984 footage. I saw some stills from that. Looks pretty badass. Little 80s period piece. That seems to be the big thing.
Heard old Gal was at Comic-Con.
Yeah, Anna. You know who else I heard was there? Who you probably almost interviewed.
One Mark Hamill in a stormtrooper costume. I bet he walked right past us.
Remember when you went running up to them and they were like, "Oh, we got to get to the thing."
I bet that was him.
I guarantee that was Mark Hamill.
Mark, if you're listening, man, we'd love to have you on here sometime.
Shout out, yeah. And now we can kind of get into, what I think are some of the biggest trailer drops. Obviously we didn't go through every announcement made. Now I ranked these based on the ones that I fuck with the most. Tell me what you guys are thinking. So
no, you rank these in order of best to worst?
No, worst to best.
Okay, thank you.
But
God,
okay. That makes way more sense.
Yeah, because I was like,
the Aquaman trailer. That's the first up. What are our thoughts on this? We saw it. What do you think?
You can go look at the trash can in the kitchen, and that's what I thought about it.
Really?
Damn, dude, that's pretty brutal.
That's pretty harsh.
I won't lie. It's on my not hyped list. It kind of gave me the
Oh man, no fucking love.
No
for
love,
the
dude.
reshaping of the DC universe.
You put it last on your list.
Yeah, but
And
of
we're the
all the
assholes?
this is of all the trailers, this is the top. Like I didn't pick a lot of the like Star Trek fucking Discovery I could give a fuck about. Shit like
coming from the guy that wants to do a Star Trek
We gotta
episode.
do an
yeah,
episode.
but not on Star Trek Discovery from fucking
One
2018.
specific,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm talking William Shatner, fucking Roddenberry. But Aquaman.
I
So-
just felt like it was a Percy Jackson meets Spy Kids. They're literally
Really?
giving anybody a movie now.
now
Yeah, and they got to use the guy from Game of Thrones to get tickets sold.
that's what you think? They could have cast The Rock, Samoan superhero.
The
right
Rock.
with
Can
that.
you see The Rock as a fucking mermaid?
Did you know?
I've seen him as everything
Yeah,
else, man.
are
Yeah.
you kidding me? The
That's-
Rock will
that's
play
cake for The
anything
Rock,
and
yeah.
everything. They did they did cast The Rock as the Shazam villain.
I didn't
This
see
is
that.
this is coming up. He's getting his own movie.
Should have cast him as Shazam.
Shazam.
Nah.
I
We'll
kept-
talk about the Shazam
Yes.
trailer, but keep going on the Aquaman trailer. I mean, what specifically didn't you guys like about it? Too cartoonish for you
It
guys?
just
or-
literally seemed like they took Percy Jackson and Spy Kids and threw it into one movie with. I mean, don't get me wrong, that redhead.
Boner of the month.
Ooh, yeah. I don't even know her name. Does anybody know her name?
Nah.
Probably just Google that.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
No, I think it looks kind of intriguing, though. This is something different. I mean, we haven't seen an Aquaman feature film before.
For a reason.
Why? You think he was a shitty superhero?
Yes.
What's the SpongeBob?
I'll just say it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. That's exactly what I.
That's what I think of every time I see Aquaman. But
You tell me the last good DC movie that's come out, and I'll be here waiting.
okay, now
Ooh,
we
what
were
about
actually
Dark Knight?
talking about this. Okay, so dude, The Dark Knight's phenomenal.
That is true. But other than that, man,
That's a
I agree
DC
with you.
movie.
And how long ago did that come out?
Oh, was that like 2009?
No, earlier than it's. I think it's earlier.
I think it
that
might
was
be more
The
recent
Dark
than that,
Knight was
dude.
2009 because you were dating Vicky when we went to see it.
Oh,
I wasn't dating her in
God.
2009, buddy.
I will agree there have not been a lot of good.
Dark Knight 2008,
Yeah.
even earlier. So you were dating her.
Yeah, 2008. Yeah.
Wait, that's not the one with Bane.
No, that's Dark Knight Rises.
I'm just saying that whole trilogy was good.
Yeah.
I'll give DC
but
credit there.
as far as like DC Universe, that starts with Man of Steel.
Ugh.
And then,
Which
that
sucks.
was good.
Uh,
I liked Man of Steel. As far as Superman movies go, way better than Superman Returns.
dude, what about Christopher Reeves?
I mean, yeah, those are good, but do they really hold up?
No.
Oh, please,
dude, look at the
please.
fucking. That's like watching fucking Captain America
No,
with
it's not.
That's like watching the old Batman movie
No,
or Batman
no,
TV show from like the 60s.
Yeah, that's like
dude.
Adam Scott's Batman.
Oh,
But
God.
what I think, well, do you remember the show Lois and Clark?
I think I'm mixing that up with.
Well, okay, so
I don't
DC Universe though starts with Superman, Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got fucking Suicide Squad.
Not
Not
good.
that great. I mean, kind of good.
Yeah.
I'm just excited about all these Joker movies that they
Batman.
have coming
Yes.
out.
Yeah, they've announced 18 Joker movies to be released. But I think Joaquin Phoenix, that's it.
Oh,
So
he's playing the Joker. That's great.
it's Joaquin Phoenix, Scorsese to direct. No, Leo is. I think it's like his production company or something like that. He's not playing him though, and it's Joaquin Phoenix with Scorsese. Could be good. And there's a Leto Joker. I mean, I assume these are all going to be in the DC universe. But what I was watching some video, and apparently what DC is saying, as far as like, you know how everyone's comparing them to the Marvel universe, saying how shitty they are. I mean, us included.
Yeah.
Apparently DC's stance is just, hey, we're gonna make these fucking movies, and if they connect, they connect, and if not, go fuck yourselves. It doesn't really fucking matter to us. We're just gonna let each director handle it separately, and we'll put in the connections where they fit.
Give us your money and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I mean,
this
they
guy's over here itching his fucking eczema leg, and it's freaking me out, man.
They don't have a set long con, as you will, like Marvel.
Right.
But
Touch me.
But I mean, judging off of the trailers released at Comic-Con, I think they're off to like some good corrections. I mean, I think the Aquaman one looks kind of fucking cool. I mean, I go see it. And then right off the heels of that, Titans, their new streaming service. What do we think about that? So, go. Go.
I don't know that Aquaman could be any worse than the new Ant-Man.
Okay.
But we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that on a new episode. We'll do an Ant-Man breakdown. But so yeah, going off the heels of Aquaman, Titans. What do we think about this trailer?
Not to be mixed up with Teen Titans Go.
But essentially same source material.
Live action television show.
We got Raven, probably got Deathstroke in there as a villain, right?
Right, well.
What are we thinking? I mean, now here we go. Did any of you guys watch Teen Titans cartoon as a kid?
You bet your ass we did.
My nephews are way into it.
Do you think Raven's hot?
As a cartoon?
Yes, if you were a cartoon.
I'm not really into that.
Well, one time I clicked on a Pornhub cartoon porno with Raven.
Oh, you were praying.
And I'm going to stop you right there. And we're going to continue about the discussion of the movie trailer.
Okay. Well, I will say it was intriguing, to say the least. But, so the trailer, not a movie, show, DC's new streaming service, announced $7.99 a month. Now, would you pay $7.99 a month for a DC strictly streaming
Strictly
service?
DC?
Yeah. Now, this has everything DC related on it, apparently.
That's probably going to be a no for me, dog.
I mean, where's the draw? So this show is exclusively on there. I mean, it looks kind of cool. We got Robin with his old little fucking teenage angst, fuck Batman line in there. What do we think about that?
I think they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot, trying to become like how Netflix is.
Well, Disney's also doing the same thing. They're
Yeah.
pulling everything from Netflix, and they're having their own streaming service next year. That means no more Guardians.
Well, they kind of shot themselves in the foot there, too. But we'll get to that later. I don't think I'm paying $8 a month to fucking watch one TV show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my issue, which I can probably find for free online.
I mean, Salesman. I mean, what is that a year?
That's mad.
Just kidding. So now we get in. All right. So Titans looks kind of good, but you wouldn't pay for it? No?
It was on my on the fence list, but
you're not paying?
I'm just not hyped about it anymore.
Okay. Anymore? What changed?
I don't know, man. I think we rewatched the trailer.
Okay.
It's not for me. I don't know.
All right.
This guy's busting out a calculator to find out that 8 times 12 is really $96.
Rhetorical question. That's cool. So Shazam trailer, also another big reveal at Comic-Con. What do we think about this?
Hype!
And this is DC Universe.
Oh, I did not know that.
Who was Shazam originally was Captain Marvel.
Oh, see, what's
Did you
that
know
one?
that?
No, I was thinking it's the one with Shaquille O'Neal. What's that, Kazam?
That's Kazam.
Yeah, I mixed those up.
One of the first movies I cried in.
Yeah.
I also thought the same thing. I was like,
No,
what the fuck
no
is this?
Shaquille O'Neal. This is Shazam.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So apparently now Shazam was originally Captain Marvel with the red suit, but as we seen on our previous comic episodes, a lot of the rights get real finicky, especially back in the day. And so when they split off to DC and Marvel Comics, they said, hey, you can't use Captain Marvel, so they had to change the name to Shazam. And then Captain Marvel became a separate, whole Brie Larson thing, which we'll get in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But anyway, Shazam trailer. I mean, what do we think of this? Looks, pretty different from most superhero movies, right?
Definitely, yeah. But it also looks interesting enough to maybe go see in theaters.
Yeah.
When I watched the trailer initially, I was like, but as it went on, I was like, all right, you know what? If they can hit the right balance between like superhero and comedy, like they did in the trailer, it's on my hype list. I'm gonna leave it right there.
It definitely seemed well. So as far as the DC universe, because this will be in the DC EU, what it's referred to now, and I think it's like kind of them breaking into that whole comedy Guardians realm, where they're adding more. It's like a kid. Getting transformed into this fucking Shazam. It should be pretty good. I think it looks good. I'm definitely going to go see it. Any other thoughts on the Shazam suit reveal, trailer, or anything? Okay. How about Glass? Big time coming up. This is in the trilogy of M. Night Shyamalan, going off of Unbreakable and Split. What do we think about this one?
Now, I have not seen an M. Night Shyamalan movie since Sixth Sense, which probably says more about me than it does about him.
You never saw Signs?
No.
You saw The Village?
Unbelievable.
Did not.
Really?
Really?
I thought you were with us at theaters.
Yeah, I feel like we watched that together.
I didn't see it.
Well, you were probably finger blasted some brother.
Oh.
Yeah, Bella, you were sticking your whole fist up in her.
Man. Yeah, that's messed up, dude. Bella is her alias anyway.
Okay.
But listen.
Glass trailer. What are we thinking?
Like, I saw Bruce Willis got hyped, saw that crazy dude from Split and was not sold.
James McAvoy.
Yeah, that's right. And then I saw Samuel L. Jackson. I was like, all right, this has potential.
This is a tasty burger.
Yeah, and name me the last Samuel L. Jackson movie you saw that sucked. You
That's
can't
not,
do it.
No,
you just can't do
I
it.
can't because he's great.
He doesn't
He's
do
in
bad
literally
movies.
everything.
But that movie as a whole just did not appeal to me. That's not to say it wouldn't appeal to our listeners, Loyal Legion, but just
Well,
doesn't
maybe
appeal to
watch
me.
the first two. Then it might.
I Split just scared the crap out of me, dude.
You saw it?
Well, the trailer.
Well, the movie was good. I'll say it's not as good as it wasn't what I expected. I'll say that. I mean, it was pretty good for an M. Night movie. Not his typical movie. He's really getting away from his typical M. Night twist spiel. But the Glass trailer, I think, looked pretty interesting. How they're in a kind of a psych ward for people who think they're superheroes. I think it looks pretty good.
I mean, I did see Split. I have not seen Unbreakable, but I think maybe I'll go back, watch that, and then I'll definitely be down to check that movie out.
No, I mean, anyone who's a fan of Bruce Willis needs to see Unbreakable.
Did you guys know he's bald?
Yes. That's a good one.
It's not just a wig.
Fun fact.
So, all right, hopping right off of that. Now this was in my top 3. Arguably could be number 1.
It should be.
Clone Wars saved. What do we
Hype!
think? Now, I mean, I think that's actually one of the biggest shocks to come out of this year's Comic-Con because Clone Wars was canceled in 2013, right?
Yeah, it might have been before that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2013.
You might be right, but
And boom, it ends on kind of unanswered questions.
it was peculiar. It wasn't like
it
Yoda
wasn't
or somebody.
a wrap up.
Yeah,
You didn't get a sense of closure.
not at all.
And boom, they're fucking coming back full force. Lucasfilm announced Clone Wars coming back.
It's like you want to know why that first girl you had sex with broke up with you, and she won't give you an answer.
Yeah, and now we get that answer.
Yeah, hopefully.
So it's like, what did Jeff Goldblum say? It's like you spent so much time wondering if you could, you never really asked if you should. So do we think the new Clone Wars season, and this is a wrap, right? So it's this season wrap?
My understanding, from the very limited research I've done, is that it's supposed to pick up where it left off in that Strange episode.
Yeah.
And a couple of the comics that they've made since then, where Ahsoka and Darth Maul meet up, supposed to be carried on, and it's supposed to go.
Oh, so they're gonna get into some of that shit?
I hope so.
Okay.
And then it's supposed to.
Because he did not die in that pit.
No, he did not. Supposed to lead right up to like the introduction of Revenge of the Sith. So where we see Anakin and Obi-Wan flying into General Grievous. Like, it's supposed to be
right there.
Right there.
Okay, right on the heels of that. Okay, now Sideshow toy.
Know where I'm going?
Getting dumb at the Sideshow.
Yeah. Collectible company. I mean, you see the Iron Man, you see the TIE Fighter. Sideshow released. They did a Dark Side Anakin. Pretty fucking badass for some figure talk.
Gotta give me one of those.
Yeah, pretty badass. Although I think on my list, I'm gonna do a Boba Fett and Return of the Jedi Luke before I get Dark Side Anakin.
I get that one.
Maybe even a Darth Maul. But
gotta get the Darth Maul.
Yeah. So they released a Darth Maul with speeder bike. Looks pretty badass. If you're into figures, check out Sideshow Collectibles.
Figures.
So Moving. I mean, anything else we want to say about Clone Wars? Badass that they're saving it, right?
Hype that they're bringing it back.
I mean, it's rare that you see that,
right?
You know,
right?
Like when shows get canceled, typically they're put to bed, but you know, a lot of hype around this, and they're bringing it back.
I mean, I hope the Disney influence. I've already seen it in the commercial, like the preview, the trailer. Is a little different, but obviously it's got the Disney influence. I hope they don't ruin it like they did the OG trilogy.
Oh, please.
But that's another episode for another day.
You ain't seen the closing one yet.
That's true. You're absolutely right. I've heard good things about Rebels, but I have not seen that yet, so I'm going to add that to my list of things to watch.
Yeah, maybe we'll do an episode or something.
Maybe
we'll do a Clone Wars Rebels episode.
Oh, hell yes.
So going off the heels of that, Night Flyers trailer. Now, this was up there just because, obviously, I'm a huge George R.R. Martin fan. Big time nerd. Game of
Obviously.
Thrones. Love it. George R.R. Martin, guy that wrote Game of Thrones, for those of you that don't know. He released, it's in that one, Night Flyers. See? George R.R. Martin, 1980. Released in Analog Science Fiction magazine.
Not a hardcover exclusive from Barnes & Noble, by the way.
Night Flyers. And essentially what this is like Psycho in space. So check out this trailer. I mean, I definitely want to do an episode on it. Have you guys read the story, break it down, maybe before it's released.
Maybe put the story and the show in an episode.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, though. This is on my not hype list.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, maybe read the story.
I might need to.
If you read.
Yeah, if you're into that.
I can't read.
But pretty badass, I think. I mean, it looks pretty good to me.
I mean, looks cool to me. I would say that Clone Wars looks a little bit cooler in my opinion, but
okay.
Hey,
well, yeah, I mean,
to
that's
each his own,
very
you know?
hype. I mean, I think Clone Wars is definitely a little more hype than the Night Flyers. I'm just a big RR fan, you know.
I really can't read because Night Flyers is on my on the fence list.
Okay.
So not on the not hype.
It's on the fence. So you're on the fence about it. Maybe. All right. I'll let you borrow the
okay.
magazine, read the story, and then you tell me.
All right.
Okay. And then my top, obviously, what your top was Clone Wars, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay. Rob, did you have a top on this list?
Godzilla for
Yep.
sure.
Same with me. So I had Godzilla as number one. I mean, boom. We see the trailer. Google the Godzilla trailer. I'm sure everyone's seen it by now.
We actually have an episode about Godzilla. Check that out if you haven't yet.
Yeah, check that out.
I'm honestly asking you to check it out.
And now, was it the Godzilla episode where we did the breakdown versus King Kong? Or was that King Kong?
I think it was
Godzilla.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, you guys can listen to the Godzilla and the King Kong. Let us know. I don't remember.
Yeah, now, obviously, so Godzilla, we got 11 in there.
Yep. The coach from Friday Night Lights.
Yep. We've also got Mothra. That was Mothra, right?
I believe. I'm
Little
going to
glimpse.
see this movie just for the cast. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, we got a glimpse of Mothra. We got a glimpse of three-headed monster. What's his name again? Remind me.
Oh, shit. Ghidorah
In there.
Ghidorah.
And so the director has confirmed that we're going to see way more monsters in this Godzilla than were in the trailer. So we're probably going to see a lot we covered in our Godzilla episode. And as we all know, this is building up to the Monsterverse versus King Kong.
This is leading up to King Kong whooping that ass.
This is leading up to the bet where Rob is going to have to name his firstborn child Salacious Crumb.
Now,
I think it was I dressed up in a Godzilla costume and smashed some fake cities that you build out of Legos.
after this trailer, we still holding to our bets?
Oh, you bet your
I
ass.
mean, we saw. Now, I was surprised that they showed the whole Godzilla in the trailer.
And he looks big and angry as hell, too, though.
He's got the fucking hyper beam. Now, I mean, what do we think? Any changing on the bets? You're still saying Kong?
I don't welch.
I've already seen a lot of YouTube videos on how Kong can get.
You know, Godzilla is just the Conor McGregor in this fight. Everyone's hype on him. He looks badass. He's, been kicking ass lately. He's looking sharp. But then, you got my boy, King Kong.
So he's like,
obviously the Floyd, the alpha of the fight.
Oh, please.
He's like DC.
Whoa. Please.
Underdog.
Please. Godzilla's Brock Lesnar now?
No, Godzilla's still Connor, and everyone's just saying, "Oh, fucking DC ain't got a chance." But I think it's gonna be a badass movie, nonetheless. And it was one of the most hyped trailers that I saw released at Comic-Con this year. I figured we get into a little bit of what did you have on your list? Anything else, Teabag?
Just a couple things that I saw. If you were to check out, don't mess with my list.
Don't check them out.
No, I checked out. It was like a Comic-Con trailer release
Mashup.
Yeah, kind of thing. And there's a couple things on there. First off, I know you guys aren't hyped on it, but the second Fantastic Beasts movie, I forget what it's called specifically, but it is Harry Potter and there is Jude Law. So
yeah, well, I never saw after maybe like the second Harry Potter. Not my wheelhouse. So
no, I respect that. I fell asleep during the first Fantastic Beasts movie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
I thought that was the name of a porno, but I did actually
Fantastic Beasts. What are you into?
That's what he calls it.
Oh.
I did see the trailer though. It looks kind of cool. I would have to actually go back and watch the first movie though before I decide if I'm going to go.
So would you be more? Are you more hype on Fantastic Beasts than Aquaman?
Yeah.
You would rather go see that than Aquaman? Oh, you son.
This guy's got Fantastic Beasts on his hype list.
What else we got?
I think I saw some kind of like Invader Zim movie.
Really? I did not see anything about that.
I need to go back and check, but it's on my night. It's on my not hype list because
your night.
No, this guy just pointed at my notes, and night was the point that he. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, I was never a big Invader Zim fan as a kid. Did you guys get into that show?
Not. I mean, I watched the episodes here and there, but I was never a huge fan.
And I think our loyal legion can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what I saw.
I mean, it was a little after our time.
I think so too. Yeah.
We were a little older when it came out.
Another one called Assassination Nation. You guys heard about that?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it, but I didn't put it on my biggest hype list.
Yeah, it was also on my not hype list. So.
It was on my not hype list.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just
don't. It's kind of whatever.
Don't.
God damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Savage over
What
here.
else? I think I had Dragon Ball. There's a Dragon Ball movie. I thought those guys put on a great.
Actually, yes. I did forget. I forgot to put that on my list. So Dragon Ball Super, the series that came out, pretty damn good. And the movie should be fucking phenomenal.
I never got into Dragon Ball as a kid, any of it. I was more into Gundam. But that booth they had at Comic-Con was really good. I was impressed.
Oh, yeah. Do we want to cut to the Dragon Ball interview right now?
Oh, there's a lot of good ones that happened there.
Well, there's... Okay,
I think we have an Instagram photo, too. Check that out.
We have two that happened at the Dragon Ball booth. We'll cut to those right now.
I'm not the only one that does.
Who's your favorite Dragon Ball character?
I really don't know. I want to say probably like... I don't know. There's too many good characters I liked in there.
Let me hear what it sounds like when you go Super Saiyan.
I can't. I'll lose my voice if I go Super Saiyan.
Thanks, man. Enjoy Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah, you too.
Hey, Dr. Strange. Dr. Strange. What is the strangest thing you've ever seen?
Oh, that's a hard one. I think 2 llamas fighting 1 donkey.
Very cool. What are you excited to see at Comic-Con this year?
Ooh. I'm excited for the costume contest at the end of today.
Because you're going to win.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've seen some pretty cool ones around.
Yours is pretty cool. I just saw your movie for the first time the other night, so keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy yourself today.
Thanks.
Cable. Hey, what kind of cable do you have at your house?
I have Comcast.
You happy with your service?
It's pretty good.
Can't interest you in AT&T?
No. Okay.
Your costume's great, man. Enjoy Comic-Con.
So you got Doctor Strange and Cable in there. 2 Marvel guys hanging out at the Dragon Ball booth.
Right, and some dude that was dressed up all Dragon Ball style.
Yeah. Oh, that guy was dressed up Dragon Ball style? I don't think I saw you doing that interview.
Yeah.
That was right when we were taking our photo op for the Instagram.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You know, podcast from outer space. Hit us up on IG.
Okay.
You know the deal.
Yeah, so how about this Project Blue Book? What do we think of this trailer? I mean... As you know, we've covered Aliens a lot, which Actually, I got a lot of feedback after I released Captain America. I asked our listeners what they want to hear more of. They said, if you can believe it, aliens and conspiracies.
Might want to. I'm gonna try and tie that into the Zelda that you were talking to me the other day about.
Okay, all right. So we're definitely gonna have more of those episodes coming up for you guys. I mean,
very
that's what
cool
the
to hear
people
from
want.
you guys. What you want to hear?
But Project Blue Book, I mean, that's right up our wheelhouse. We covered it a little bit in our Cali UFOs episode, which I think is episode 5. Right out the gate. I mean, go check that episode out. History Channel is doing a live drama on that, so looks pretty damn good, I'd say.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome, actually. I would say probably the coolest show that I saw coming out of Comic-Con.
Okay. Not Jack Ryan with Jim Halpert? Jack Ryan with Jim Halpert?
I didn't really look that too hard into that one, but I would just say straight off of having not looked at that one, I would still say Blue Book sounds a little bit more interesting to me anyways.
Not to be confused with the Kelly Blue Book.
Well, just going off of that Jack Ryan, we'll real quickly play Adam's interview with those nerds.
Yeah, what are you guys here for?
We are working for the Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan experience. That's
in the undisclosed part of the Middle East.
Yeah.
So super top secret.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah.
If you told us any more, you'd have to kill us.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, we can tell you that it airs on August 31st.
8/31.
Also to use hashtag Jack Ryan as well.
Hashtag Jack Ryan.
That's the end of what we can tell you, though.
Do you guys believe in aliens?
Yes.
I will not be able to comment on that.
Have you ever had a paranormal activity experience?
Somewhere in the undisclosed Middle East.
This is pretty paranormal right now.
Thank you guys for your time.
Now, I don't know what that was all about. I mean, what was paranormal about that? Guy was probably just a spook or something. But
I don't know if that's PC.
So, Project Blue Book, I mean, looks pretty badass. I mean, it's nothing to do with Jack Ryan and Jim Halpert. But you should have asked those guys if they knew Jim Halpert.
That's going to be the clip that comes back to haunt you 12 years from now when you're famous.
Oh.
Spooks?
Who cares about Jim Halpert? I want to know about Pam.
Okay. Hey, did you know that she was fucking married to James Gunn?
I feel like you're making that up.
I swear to God.
Like currently married?
No, she was. They are divorced.
Really?
Yeah.
You're lying.
Or she was like his ex-lover.
That's a lot different than being married to someone, buddy.
All right, hold on.
Oh, man.
What's her name in real life?
Pam.
Beasley.
Pamola.
Jenna Fisher. Pam.
Yeah, dude. Ex-Jenna Fisher.
Oh, man.
Boom, I got pictures of it all right now.
That guy's fucking up left and right, man.
Keep that in for the next 30 minutes, and you can deal with that later.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, back to Project Blue Book. We'll get to James Gunn later. But back to Project Blue Book. So, yeah, I mean, UFOs. Boom. Now, I'm thinking History Channel. No secret. Owned by Disney.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Apparently, that was a secret to Adam.
It was.
And Viceland, the fucking edgy news, was bought by H2, which was History Channel.
Yeah.
Vice is owned by Disney.
Oh, my God.
So Disney basically owns everything. Now, I'm thinking...
They're buying Walmart next.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is just another disinformation show put out
Faux
by
news?
the government to fucking, like Men in Black, the Will Smith. It's like, hey, we're getting them off the tracks, making them think this is fucking fantasy, La La Land bullshit. It's a drama show on History Channel. We're going to fucking tweak it, make it, way out of the ordinary. But this shit was fucking real, man. Project Blue Book, J. Allen Hynek. Look it up. We'll have an upcoming episode for sure.
It really reminded me a lot of the Mothman episode, personally.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this shit is all linked with that. Hynek especially, and a lot of what Project Blue Book did. I mean, they basically brought Hynek on to kind of debunk UFOs and say, hey, tell the public this is all bullshit. And really what it did was confirm his belief. And then he served as a consultant on Close Encounters of the Third Kind with Spielberg. But that's another episode. So, do we want to get right into the James Gunn stuff, guys?
Yes.
All right.
Damn.
So, big news coming out of Comic-Con. James Gunn directed and wrote Guardians 1 and 2. Fired by Disney. Pulled from directing Volume 3. I mean, if you guys don't know, James Gunn, as we said, huge director. I mean, the Guardians movies are some of the biggest in the Marvel MCU. And so he essentially defended, what's the dude from the League? What's his name?
Which one? You want his real name or his league name?
One of the dudes from the League. He was in that movie Creep. You know who I'm talking about? Michael Duplass. Something Duplass. Mark Duplass. He got in an argument with Ben Shapiro. James Gunn defended him. This right-wing guy went deep in his tweets, pulled up all these tweets that James Gunn made about rape, pedophilia, and essentially within less than 24 hours, Disney fired him. Now, have you guys done any research into this? So he finished writing Volume 3. Are they still using his script and screenplay, or are they just scrapping everything and bringing in someone fully new? Like, is this a solo type gimmick?
I think that they're not.
Take a shot there, didn't you?
I think they're not that far enough along into it to realize that they fucked up by firing him, and that they're not going to be able to find someone to rewrite and redirect and have a movie come out as good as the first two did. And they're going to just end up, pulling their heads out of their asses and being like, hey, James, look, we're sorry. We fucked up. We're fucking idiots. And we want you to be back on the film.
Now, do you think they would actually scrap his writing? Do you think they would just buy the script and the writing from him and just pull him as a director? They fired him for that?
I mean,
because he was done. He submitted his script and everything to Disney, and they had approved it.
Well, I think there's two situations there. One, they kind of jumped the gun on it and just tried to make an example out of him.
Good one.
And
fucking great pun. All right, keep going.
But I also think, who's gonna wanna? Oh, hey, we got this script and screenplay. You have to stick to it and direct this movie. And it better be better than the first two.
Yeah,
no one's going to want to get on that. You know what I mean?
Well,
obviously someone will, but...
Well, if they had just a script and were like, hey, this is what we want... Because he wasn't announced as the director yet. But, I mean, it was pretty much guaranteed that he was going to direct it. But he was not announced as the director yet, so... that's going to be, I feel like, a pretty big hole for them to fill, though, because he did a lot of building in the MCU.
No pun intended on that hole to fill, huh?
Yeah, and do we think that his Easter eggs from 1 and 2 that were never found will ever be released to the light of day? Because, as we know, he apparently put a giant Easter egg in Volume 1, and no one's found it yet. I mean, there's been a lot of strong theories, but what the fuck is so funny?
Just so many innuendos, man.
What?
Giant Easter eggs in Volume 1.
What about that?
That just sounds like an innuendo.
A what?
A double entendre.
What?
What's a gridiron?
Explain.
James Gunn put a giant Easter egg inside of something based on his tweets.
Probably a little kid.
Oh,
inside of a 3-year-old.
I didn't say that. Look, man.
Okay.
Read it.
Well, or do we want to get into any our thoughts, or do we want to play your interview clips and then get into our thoughts?
Let's. Is that what you want to do?
No, I think we should do thoughts and then
interviews.
Read some of the tweets.
So, some of the tweets. I mean, this
maybe some of the less controversial.
Now, okay, this is the only thing I think is weird about it. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 tweets that are offhanded jokes, as most people are saying. Yeah, that's kind of understandable because these were going back as far as 2009. I mean, here, for example, here's one. Laughter is the best medicine.
Oh, shit.
That's why I laugh at people with AIDS. That was from 2008.
10 years ago.
2009. Guys, I was being serious, not a joke. It's the Sabbath, and Jews aren't allowed to open the oven on the Sabbath, so I did them a favor. For the record, I'm against rape and baby eating in real life. In parentheses, unless you're really, really, really hungry. Just made a joke about ass raping my friend when she was asleep. So I think it's the only thing that I think is weird about it is that there's so many. I mean, there's hundreds of tweets like this. I mean, what was the one about, here, pull up some more. I like it when little boys touch me in my silly place. Shh.
Yeah, that one was weird to me. What about the shower one?
That one's weird. Shower one is this hotel shower is the weakest ever. Felt like a 3-year-old was peeing on my head. Numerous jokes about like kids peeing. And then there was like an old blog he wrote about a monkey on the set of Max Keeble's Big Move jerking off on a kid. Like the only thing that's weird to me is that he had like hundreds of these tweets left up.
They're all from like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, and he apologized about them. I mean, he's apologized about them numerous times, but it's like, why wouldn't you just delete them before you were hired by Disney?
Why wouldn't you, when you're putting out $1 billion movie, have your PR guys go through and say, "Oh, hey James, maybe we go ahead and delete all these rape tweets that you put up 10 years ago. Maybe we just delete your whole fucking Twitter and get you a new one."
I mean, so I don't know. I'm not on Twitter.
So
I don't know how
hey,
it works.
James, what's up? You need some new PR guys, obviously. So if by some, coincidence you hear this,
we're available.
Holla at your boys.
Yeah, but this is my spiel. I don't know how Twitter works. I'm not on it. But I think these tweets are like anything you put on Twitter, I feel like is archived.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if you delete it, dude.
Yeah, and these were like archived, which is where this dude pulled them from. And
okay, so then on top of that, who the fuck is this guy digging into 10-year-old tweets trying to get? Like,
oh, dude.
I just don't understand these people's motives. You know what I mean?
People on ESPN.
This was their motive to get him fired, dude. I mean,
but I'm saying, why James Gunn? Why now?
Haters gonna hate,
because he defended Homeboy who went against Ben Shapiro. I mean, do you know, like, Ben Shapiro's that far right wing guy who's always like, got the hot
I know
takes
who
on
it is.
shit.
Yeah.
So Mark Duplass said something like in his defense, and Hollywood just fucking slammed him because Hollywood, anytime anyone in Hollywood does something with a right wing person, they're gonna get fucking slammed. And James Gunn just kind of like defended him, saying like, "Hey, look, I'm not saying like Ben Shapiro's a good guy or anything, but Mark Duplass, he has his right to be to think this way." And then he got in an argument based off of that with this fucking right-wing guy on Twitter, and then boom, that's what sparked that dude going in and fucking
Jesus Christ, dude.
I mean, it's a big whole clusterfuck because a lot of stuff I've been hearing about is like, so Rosie O'Donnell, or not Rosie O'Donnell, Roseanne,
Same
was on
fucking
ABC.
thing in my book.
Roseanne on ABC, also owned by Disney, fired for tweeting that chick looked like a monkey or something.
Something insensitive.
Yeah, something very racist. But that was current.
Yeah, it's like the
they
Paula
dug
Dean
it up.
situation.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
well, that was also current. She said that like that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one, it went back to 2009.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is like those situations are you're saying and acting that way after you've reached like peak stardom.
Yeah,
and
I
this
think,
is some
and
dumb
this is
shit
way
that
back,
he probably
has already apologized for. And I think, I mean, granted, a lot of the pedophilia ones were fucking weird. I will say that. And it's like, why are you tweeting that if you're a fucking giant director? But a lot of the arguments I was hearing was, so Disney can't go out and fire Roseanne because she's like very right wing, and then not fire Gunn, who's like pretty left wing.
Well, what was his first big movie though?
Probably Slither.
And do you have any idea when that came out?
I think those are like 08 or 09.
Okay.
Maybe 05.
So that's around the time when the shit was going on?
Yeah, but I mean, he even says, like, in a lot of his apologies, like, hey, I was trying to be funny. I know it's not funny. 2006. So this was before. And
Even still, it's not like Slither was like the biggest blockbuster.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But he was saying, like, I was just trying to get a reaction, basically. I mean, he's got like 9/11 fucking tweets in here and shit like that. It's just weird that there's so many to me. That's the only thing I think is weird about it.
I get what you're saying.
Is that
one or two would have been
one or two,
right.
or like maybe even 10.
Yeah, there are a lot.
But like there's over 100 that you can read.
Here's my spiel.
Okay, let's have it.
First off, I was not aware that James Gunn was Sean Gunn's brother.
Yeah.
So a lot of Gilmore Girls hype right there. Love that show. Shout out Alexis Bledel if you're listening. I think this whole firing thing is stupid. There's a reason I don't have social media because I'm prone to saying stupid things, especially after I've been drinking. And I'm not making excuses for Gunn. That's not my angle. But like seriously, if you look back at my MySpace or my Facebook from like 10 years ago, which is the last time I had social media, I probably said a lot of dumb shit. But like I feel like I've grown as a person. I've learned as a person, and yeah.
That's what, like,
well, that's what like
that's what
Chris
his
Pratt
brother
and
said.
his brother. Yeah, they're all saying like he's learned. Yeah,
Sean Gunn was saying like the Guardians films. I mean, the message in that is, look, it's a bunch of fucking savages and fucking crooks, and they're like, hey, this is our chance to do good. So that was as much a message to people as it was Gunn's own life.
Oh, absolutely. And I defy anybody listening or in this room right now or anywhere, tell me like 10 years ago you didn't make a mistake or said or did something that you don't regret. You can't, because we're all human beings, man. We've all fucked up at some point. I think to take what he said, as gruesome and crude as it was, take it with a grain of salt, because people can say things. I mean, that's the whole First Amendment, right? Say things. It's when you do things that's when I have a problem. Now, if any of this stuff actually happened, I would definitely have a problem with it.
Now, how do we know?
Well, that's true. We don't.
He's not in the inner circle.
That's true.
Hollywood,
Pizzagate,
fucking,
you know.
We'll get into that on a conspiracy episode. But
that's my 2
But
cents.
yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. I think that it is like, it's just kind of like, Disney is going against the whole message of the damn Guardians films. But it is the internet age, and you got to be conscious. Everything you put out there, it's fucking out there.
Well,
I mean, including this, we're reading those tweets
Right. Just like the Assassination Nation film, by the way.
Not good.
That's kind of the whole premise.
Yeah.
Well, I like to take a little note from my boy Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He said, if we take a look at Disney going all the way back, they're pretty much founded on some racist, sexist, homophobic, all kinds of shit is going on in their original movies.
Dumbo.
And then now...
Doodah.
New live-action Dumbo movie, by the way.
And then you bring it to now, where they've obviously progressed and evolved as a company. They're just buying up everything left and right. And it's like...
left and right.
It's like, so you guys are allowed to basically fuck up and learn from your mistakes and evolve as a company, but then... this guy that's created arguably one of your most successful films in your history is doing the same thing, but on a way smaller scale, and you're just going to fire him for it?
Well, basically, in short, the answer is yes. I mean, Disney's gotten so big that they can kind of just say, hey, fuck you. We're going to kind of just brush this shit under the rug. Yeah, we were fucking racist and did all this bullshit, but that was a different time. So go fuck yourselves, and yippee, we're going to fucking do whatever the fuck we want.
I mean, look what they did to Tower of Terror, dude. That was my favorite ride. And they got rid of it like it was nothing.
Hey, they still got it in Florida.
But I will say,
and guess whose voice is in that now? A Mr. James Gunn.
Guardians.
His ideas.
I actually heard that he said that he's going to sue Disney if they don't pull everything out of the ride that has something to do with it.
Really?
Good for him.
Damn.
And I will say, like, I'm not...
I didn't hear that.
I have never made it... I've seen Guardians 1 and 2, but I've never made it through the whole movie in its entirety. Like, I fall asleep every
each
time.
one?
Yeah. So, like, I've seen the whole movie, but I fall asleep every time. So, like, I'm not, like, a big James Gunn proponent. I don't want everybody to think I'm a fanboy. I just think it's stupid to judge somebody because of something they tweeted or put on social media.
Yeah, I mean, the tweets were fucked up. I'm not necessarily defending.
They were way
what
out
he was
there and didn't need to
saying.
be said.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's like,
we all
come
say
on,
dumb
why
shit.
Are you tweeting that as a director? And so many. It's just my
put it
biggest
on private
issue.
if you need to.
So I see why Disney did what they did, but I mean, what I've seen so far is like so much buzz. I mean, Chris Pratt
sticking up for him.
did something for him. Gamora actress Zoe did something for him.
People.
Drax was like a big voice saying this is fucked up, and Michael Rooker, because Yondu, he also was in Slither, and he
actually deleted his Twitter account.
He said,
weekend.
"Hey, my PR, like no one's using Twitter. This is fucking bullshit. This is stupid." He didn't call out Gunn specifically, but that's why it was.
Right. You can't say anything anymore, man.
So I mean, let's get right to it and see what the streets had to say about this. I mean, this was brand new. He was supposed to do a panel Friday at Comic-Con, backed out because boom, it fucking happened Friday. He was fired, and here we go, live from Comic-Con. This is what the streets are saying.
Gamora, Drax, what do you guys think about the James Gunn controversy?
You know what? I just heard about it myself. So got fired 2 days ago or something.
Terrible. What direction is the franchise going to take now?
Can't say, man.
Drax solo movie.
I like that. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Thank you guys for your time.
Good luck, guys.
Hey, guy in the Groot shirt, what are your thoughts about this whole James Gunn conspiracy?
I don't know. It's interesting that these were like 2-3 years ago when he said all these comments supposedly.
I believe so.
And it all comes out today or the last couple days. I don't know.
Very conspicuous timing.
It is, and I feel bad because James Gunn has contributed quite a bit to the whole Marvel, universe with his scripts of Guardians of the Galaxy and his treatments of that. So I don't know how they're going to proceed. It's going to be interesting.
If you were in charge, what direction would you take it?
I'm sorry, say again?
If you were in charge, what direction would you take the series?
I would focus more on Gamora like he was going to do. Because of course with Thanos, and that being another entity now with how Gamora and his relationship is, that's going to be pretty important for the rest of the franchise.
What about a solo Groot movie?
I don't know if it would catch on. I think I would like it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it'd catch on with everyone else. But I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Thank you for your time, man. Enjoy Comic-Con.
Yep, thank you.
Star-Lord. Hey, man. What do you think about all this drama with James Gunn?
I haven't heard anything about it. I don't know much about what's going on with it.
That's good. You've been traveling around the galaxy.
Yeah. No, because I've been so busy around here. I just haven't had a chance to look at anything.
That's probably good. If you could take the franchise in any direction, what would you do with it?
I don't know. I mean, so far the direction it's been in seems pretty solid. I mean, it'd be cool to see a different, maybe a classic lineup at one point though, like the old, like the Guardians 3000 would be cool. But yeah, no. I mean, I've been enjoying what I've seen so far. So,
are you really sorry?
I am very much sorry. I realize what I've done, and half the world's population is on my hands. So, their blood is on my hands. So
hey,
I apologize.
No worries, man. Thank you for your time, Star-Lord. Take care.
You too.
So yeah, I mean that's what the streets are saying. Now, anything else we want to get to before we play out the rest of Teabag's interviews at Comic-Con, hot on the streets? Or do we want to preface those?
Let's get into it, man.
I mean, whoever's in charge of the whole function, like, dude, hook us up next year. I think this is bullshit. We couldn't get any merchandise because we didn't have a fucking pass. Like, how do y'all expect to make money?
I know, that should be for everybody.
Yeah.
Like the pennies for everybody, John.
Right. I mean, hockey's for everybody. Comic-Con's for everybody. I'd like to get some merchandise next year. And I'd also like to get on the Adult Swim stuff because Rick and Morty.
Now,
that's all I got.
Okay. Now, what do we want to say? We want to get to the Star Wars ones or what? Did we do the Captain America one yet?
No, we did not.
All right, we'll get right into that.
Captain America, can I ask you some questions?
Yes.
How's it going? Where did you get your costume from?
I actually bought it from eBay and store. I made it up part by part.
It looks really good. Are you here to perform or are you here to check stuff out?
Cosplay, yeah. Just see everybody who cosplays. I like when somebody has something better. I like to take pictures and everything.
Very cool, very cool. And who's the best Marvel superhero?
Me, Captain America.
Captain America, thank you for your time, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Well, fun fact, I'm pretty sure I saw that guy like on Yahoo from comic. Like they had pictures of people. I'm pretty sure I saw that guy. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of good Captain Americas this year I saw.
Yeah.
All right, we probably should have played this in the Clone Wars piece, right?
Hey, I love your hat, man. What do you think about them bringing Clone Wars back?
Dude, it's so exciting.
Rebels or Clone Wars?
Rebels or Clone Wars?
Yeah,
Clone Wars. Easy. Absolutely, yeah.
You're my favorite person I've talked to today, man. Enjoy the rest of Comic-Con.
Right back at you, dude.
That's the favorite guy you talked to all day?
Guy was awesome. He had a good insight.
He was saying that you were his favorite also.
That's why I liked him.
All right, how about this one? It's pretty funny.
Did you really want to be Venkman, or did your friends take all the other Ghostbusters?
I really wanted to be Venkman really bad.
Why did you want to be Venkman?
Because he's the best Ghostbuster.
Thank you for your time. Enjoy Comic-Con.
No problem, you too.
Another good one.
Teabag from the podcast from outer space. What's the best Indiana Jones?
Devil Doom, absolutely.
Not Crystal Skulls?
No, God.
It's the worst
no.
one. I'm with you.
Oh, no.
He just changed his mind. He was about to say Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then the girl said Temple of Doom.
Women.
Now these freaks were a little weird. The Snow White people.
Oh,
I will preface this. I mean, just listen to this interview. This guy. So it was a.
Are we sure it was a guy? Because he was dressed up as the witch.
Well, let's just interview.
Dude.
Here we go.
Teabag from the podcast from outer space. Who is the fairest of them all?
Oh, it would be me, of course. I am the queen.
Me.
I heard you guys might have a hookup on some apples.
Yeah.
Special apple.
Wishing apples.
It's magic.
One bite and no more problems.
I'll be the fairest of them all.
You are a good-looking man.
Yeah.
Are you guys enjoying Comic-Con so far?
Very much so.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I'm much admired.
I can see why. Thank you guys for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Some more good Star Wars ones for you guys.
Hey, Stormtrooper guy. Now that you have the Infinity Gauntlet, what are your plans to take over the galaxy?
I have to give it to my master. Master! Oh.
Darth Vader, can I ask you a question? What is your favorite Star Wars movie?
The Last Jedi.
Who would win in a fight, King Kong or Godzilla?
Darth Vader.
Thank you for your time, Darth. Have fun today.
No problem.
I could have played that right after the Godzilla one.
Yeah, do it.
Wow.
Can we just also cover the fact that the guy with the Stormtrooper helmet was only wearing a helmet, no costume, and then also had the Infinity Gauntlet on his hand?
That was probably Mark Hamill. No, how about this one? This was like one of our last ones. I think it was pretty funny. We got meet this guy. He actually has a DeLorean.
Oh, yeah.
He's going fucking back in time. You know, he's fucking palling around San Diego going 88. He hit us up on Instagram. What was his name? We'll give him a little shout out. Tell me his name.
Look at
his name up while I play the interview.
I don't have.
Marty McFly, can I interview you for the podcast from outer space?
Yeah, sure. Can we move over?
Oh, my bad, buddy.
Let's move over next to the car.
Yeah, definitely. Marty McFly, if you could go back in time and change anything about history, what would you change?
Oh, man, that's a real loaded question, man.
You like that?
Well, I mean, first of all, you always got to think about Hitler and just taking care of him right away before it even happens,
Right,
you know? And I know a lot of people are going to say Trump and all that stuff, but you know what? Let's go even farther back, man. There's a lot of people that we can correct before then, but why even correct anything? I want to go back when the music was good and love was free and all that fun stuff, you know?
This is where I'm going to go back with you. Take me back in the DeLorean, man.
We got the DeLorean right here, brother.
Hey, Marty McFly, thank you for your time.
Good to meet you.
Check that guy out at Alexander_Wolfgang on Instagram. This guy's very own DeLorean, flux capacitor, Bentley in the drive. Pretty badass.
Probably one of the coolest guys at Comic-Con.
Yeah, and then, just one more for good measure.
Sir, what do you think about the LeBron trade?
It's going to be a great year.
Lakers all the way?
All the way.
Let's see it.
And that's it, guys. hopefully you guys enjoyed the interviews from the streets of Comic-Con, giving you guys the hot takes. We'll probably have T-Bag doing some more interviews. We're going to get him in the field. He's our new agent in the field.
Oh, God.
And yeah, anything coming up, guys? Just a little side note. Rob's going to be out next week. He's also taking a little fucking summer vacation. He'll be at the helm of his vacation yacht. And we're going to... Me and T-Bag will get on here, and we got a pretty good episode lined up for you guys. And then when Rob gets back, we've got a fucking great episode. We've been doing a lot of first-hand research for this one, a lot of deep digging.
A lot of research.
And I think we put together a pretty good one for you guys, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, other than that,
you know, as always, hit us up, Podcast from Outer Space on Instagram. Slide in those DMs, baby. Also, if you're still using the email, podcastfromouterspace@gmail.com, hit us up on either one of those, and we'll shoot some stickers your way. We're almost out of them because we gave out a shitload at Comic-Con.
Yeah, but we are going to get a new batch, and we're going to get a new design of stickers as well with this new batch.
Oh, yeah, we actually are. Speaking of Marty McFly, we got some new DeLorean ones coming out soon.
And, you know, if you're on social media, maybe you could hit up Rob, encourage him to get some T-shirts printed off.
Yeah, or if you know anywhere we can print T-shirts, let Rob know, because apparently he's having some trouble.
Because, like Damien, this is all for you. But on a serious note, I really enjoy interacting with people at Comic-Con. Thank you guys for being good sports. Our loyal legion of listeners, I love interacting with you guys, so thank you for all the feedback, all the insight, just everything you guys have to say. We do this all for you.
Yeah, and new schedule, guys. We'll probably be dropping episodes on a different day, so just stay tuned for that, and bear with us while we deal with some of these schedule changes and shifts in our lifestyles. But yeah, on that one, see you guys next week, and
so long, and thanks for all the fish.